We're in the shed now.
We're in the shed now. It's okay.
So we did Supernatural.
Yep. Gimme Shelter. The episode name. I don't know the episode number.
Episode 15.
Episode 15. Season
15.
15.
15.
The golden episode. Okay. What do we got?
So it starts with people working at a homeless, or like a soup kitchen sort of thing.
Right.
And I had a moment because one of the girls, not only, I most recently saw her in a Farmers commercial.
Dum 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 dum.
Yeah. But she played young Lily in Once Upon a Time flashbacks. She was friends with Emma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And given that I recently rewatched that, and I know that if I hadn't just rewatched it, and if I hadn't seen the Farmers ads, I'd been like, I feel like I've seen her before.
Yeah.
But no, it was more fresh in my memory.
Sure.
It does make me wonder, though. Like, if I hadn't just rewatched all of Once Upon a Time...
Would you recognize her?
I think I probably would have, but I would not have been able to place her. I do not think I would have.
So you called it before you looked it up?
Yep.
Nice.
So,
nice.
But the other chick there was being all snotty, wanted to kick a homeless woman out of the homeless shelter.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense that they have certain rules, but
well,
by definition, do they not have access to showers? Like,
I mean, having worked in, having volunteered several times at a soup kitchen, whatever you want to call it, you get all walks of life, man.
Yeah.
There are some people that walk in, who try. They clean up a little bit and whatever. And then you just have the people you walk by and you're just like, smelly, you know, or whatever. And then it's fine.
It's fine, but yeah, it's a thing. It's a symptom of being homeless, I assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of like, really, guys? Okay.
But then the one kid, Connor.
Connor.
Well, the mean chick, I never caught her name, but...
The one that gets stabbed later?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's all like, ugh, blah, blah, blah. Gotta kick her out. And they send this Connor kid to do it. And as he's walking over, the pastor is like...
Charity is the way to go.
Yeah, which I don't disagree with. But he gives her soup. Yeah. And you're like, okay, cool.
Cool.
But then, he's walking in an alley. And he gets attacked.
Yeah. In a really weird way that was not explained in the episode.
No.
We're going to get to that. But, yeah. He gets hit with the unexpected Teddy Ruxpin. Yes. And then gets, like, dog catcher garroted, like, with one of those, sticks with the... Yeah. The animal control type thing. And gets choked out. And we find out... Is he the one we find out later his fingers were cut off and, like, force-fed to him?
Yeah, and liar was carved into his body. Liar. Well, I think I can actually make a connection to all that. But we'll get there. Okay. So yeah, evil Teddy Ruxpin. Ah. And then, yeah, Dean is being real weird this episode. Like, there's a blackout in Atlantic City. We should go there because that could be Amara. And it's like, that's weak. And, like, just the whole... So they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to go do this. But Sam had just come across the story of Connor. Kid gets killed in an alley, and it's probably nothing. But Cass is back, And he tells Cass and Jack, like, oh, well, it's probably nothing, but if you guys want to go investigate, so like, okay. And Cass is being everyone was being really weird.
Everyone was being really weird in this episode.
This hiatus has not really helped with, like, continuity.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a continuity thing. I don't know if they're feeding off of something that we just don't remember as far as, like, all of their interactions. But they're all in a really weird place where Dean is like, let's go to Atlantic City because there's a blackout, so maybe it's a thing. And
also, all you can eat buffet.
Yeah, which isn't too off character for Dean. He, let's investigate this because it's in a fun city. That's not off character.
No.
But
just the way he's acting, though, he's real secretive. And
yeah, the way he's acting and the way Sam is reacting to him is kind of weird. He's like calling him out more, like, this doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? It's like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Everybody was being real shady. And then even Cass was really resistant to going on this job with Jack. Hesitant.
But they do it.
Yeah, they do.
And they're back to being detectives or FBI, and
that was fun.
Jack with the upside down badge and I just graduated from CSI.
That's great.
And the cop was just like,
okay,
well, all right, weird. Got a little bit of an older Jody vibe.
Yeah.
Off of that cop.
Yep. Jody or who's the other one? The Minnesota chick.
I thought that was Jody, but it's not. What was it? I don't remember her name. Anyway, okay. Minnesota. But she made a Baby Yoda reference.
Yay.
Hey.
That's fun. Oh, yeah, that's what she said. Because when he was like, I just graduated from CSI, she was like, you're greener than Baby Yoda.
Oh, that's
modern references.
When you figure, when they filmed this, it was like in March, or a little bit before March.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything shut down in March because they couldn't do the editing that they needed to do and whatever. Probably just couldn't get access to the film or whatever. I don't know what the issue was.
It's all digital, so what the hell? But,
yeah, but Mandalorian had come out that previous December, November.
Late 2019.
So, nice turnaround.
Very, very pertinent for the time.
Yeah,
and still, but
already covered Liar written on his body, force-fed fingers.
Mm.
Then Sam and Jack are at the crossroads. We're like, crossroads demon coming back.
Cass and Jack.
Oh, what did I say?
Sam.
Oh, Cass and Jack. Yeah, sorry. And Jack is like, I'm going to check this guy on social media. And Cass is like, I tried that once. Too many cats. Love it. So they call this crossroad demon, who starts off with like a British accent, like he was trying to be like Crowley.
He was trying to be Crowley. I think that was a throwback for the fans, I guess.
Yeah, but then he dropped the accent.
Yeah. Like he was trying to play something up because he's just that bored.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rowena has a humans will end up where they belong philosophy, no more deals.
Good for her.
Yeah. No, I think she is exactly where she needs to be, but at the same time, it seems like the demons are going to rebel, and we'll get into that a little bit. Then we cut to Sam and Dean, who are acting weird about Amara. Yeah, just the conversation in the car, and...
Yeah. I don't know. They're trying to figure out how to deal with Amara, and again, we'll get into it more in a little bit, but they don't seem to really have a plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just find Amara, and then what? Oh.
Yeah. Then we meet Valerie Jones, who she she's locking up the shelter, and she takes money out of the donation box. And immediately gets captured by whoever captured Connor.
Wearing a creepy mask.
Yeah. And she comes to, and, she's hooked up to this chair, and there's this machine that's, set to cut off her fingers, and it's a real Saw, like, 7 sort of
even with the
feel.
TV coming on, and...
Yeah, a thief, and, we know Connor had liar carved into him.
Which we don't ever get an explanation for that I know of. Why was he liar?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
You have theories.
I have theories. So Cass and Jack are infiltrating the community, and this faith-based community, and the Pastor Joe's like, we're a faith-based community. Cass, I see.
We accept people from all backgrounds and religions. What do you mean? We don't like the word religion. We're a faith-based community. I see.
Like that's what religion is.
He's kind of like, okay.
Okay. Talked about Brother Rudy, who left to go to another faith community or whatever, but he was their AV and tech guy, and you're like, oh, AV and tech.
Maybe it's him.
Yeah. Find out that Connor was gay.
Yes.
But what we heard previously was
he and Sylvia.
Sylvia, the chick that I recognized, she was like, oh, we dated briefly, and watched old movies together, and it sounds like they kind of grew up together. Her mother had died 3 years previous, and her dad was distant,
and is Pastor Joe.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
her dad is Pastor Joe. So yeah, and then we go back to Valerie. 3 hours for each finger. Time is running out. And then come back to the soup kitchen. And Jack is talking to Pastor Joe, and like, how do you do this with, all different religions, whatever. And Pastor Joe basically says, we're God's hand, each of us a finger to use. Cut to the woman, losing her fingers. Also weird typing with alternating capitals, but that was shown to everyone in the soup kitchen, which was like, I don't know. Yeah. But that's when Cass was like, I know who did this.
I know who's at fault. Sam, Dean.
Speaking of, Sam and Dean are at a gas stop. They've got 4 hours to go to Atlantic City, and no snacks. I'm saving myself. Whatever.
For ribs.
I've got a method. Well, it looks like it's more like 6 hours. There's a detour or whatever.
Damn!
Closure. We'll go get pork rinds.
Pork rinds.
But then...
Yum.
There's Amara.
Problem solved.
Yeah. So, Sam and Dean are talking to Amara, and Chuck had put Amara in a cage, because when they separated, that was the Big Bang. Like, they were twins. They came into existence at the same time. They had said that they were told by the first guy who was deaf that,
I said, by the way.
that Amara was the firstborn. Which is like, no, he had it wrong, or he lied to you.
He told you what you needed to know, or whatever. Yeah.
But they were twins. It basically saying, like, it's like they were birthed. They came out at the same time, light and dark, order and chaos, which is not how God works, by the way. Just saying. But then when he caged Amara, that's apparently the Big Bang. That's when all of creation was
which makes
created.
Sense. As far as written religious history goes, there's always ever been one God. So everything was created after she was caged. So in this universe, all of theological history is based around him.
Sure. Now, within the show, he's a narcissistic bastard. In reality,
obviously
not the case, but suspension of reality.
Must turn off theology.
Suspension of reality.
Yes. Which is unfortunate, because early in the show it was fun to bring in theology.
Yeah, with the priests and exorcisms and just...
There was a lot. They drew a lot from theology, and obviously now they're doing whatever, so you have to kind of turn that off.
Yeah. Cut back to Cass and Jack. They go looking for this brother Rudy. There's a whole bunch of like AV computer equipment, whatever. But they open a door and
there, I assume, is him.
Been dead for a while, and lust is written.
Lust. So you said we'd come back to that.
Well, I don't know what his story was. I don't know what, we don't know why he was why he was targeted, but we don't know the specifics of why he was targeted. Mm-hmm. But he had been dead for a while, so he has obviously not been the one behind everything else.
Okay, right.
So they're not quite there yet.
Got it.
So, but they know that they're looking for someone else. And then cut back to Dean and Sam, and they're in the car about to leave the restaurant where they were talking to Amara. Mm-hmm. And Dean's like, yep. Got a question.
Got a question. You hang here.
So he goes back in and he asks her, why'd you bring her back? And she was really genuine. She was like, 2 reasons. One, Mary had always been a myth to you. Mm-hmm. I wanted to show you that she was a real person. Flawed, like everyone else.
Sure.
But ultimately, a real person. But what's the second reason? I was hoping it would burn out that fire in you.
That anger.
Apparently it failed.
I'm not angry. I'm furious.
Yeah. And he's like, I've been a hamster in a wheel. We all have. Sam, Cass, Jack, all of us. Basically saying, I think, that we are in the cage now. And I can't remember his exact words, but whatever he said made her stop and be like, okay, I'll think about helping you. Because she was like, no, he put me in the cage. I'm not going to betray him, blah, blah, blah.
Without saying it, he was basically implying that free will doesn't actually exist.
I mean, not in their universe, it doesn't.
Right.
Because it's all a TV show for Chuck.
It's all show. Or a book or whatever.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that was a trigger for her. That was something that stopped her and made her think, okay, maybe I really do need to do something about Chuck. Because she was resistant to it before.
Then she said, can I trust you? And he said, I would never hurt you.
Which is weird.
Because their plan is to destroy her. Because to destroy Chuck, they also have to destroy Amara to make sure that there's balance in the Force. Wait.
Oh, wait, what?
What?
Which, and I think I have a note about this, but the way she talked about when he caged me, I know it hurt him. And for me to cage him, it would be agony. And she also said...
Oh, yeah, I think I missed that.
We are the same.
Oh, yeah, we are the same. Caging him would be an agony. Kill one means killing both.
Yeah.
I missed that part, sorry.
Okay. My line of thinking is, you don't have to destroy both. If you destroy one, the other is destroyed as well.
And that might be why she's resistant.
It could be.
That she knows, but... If that is the case, if she knows that destroying Chuck destroys her, and that's why she's resistant, like, it's this kind of thing where she knows that he needs to be destroyed, and she knows that it's going to destroy her, but she's not willing to help in her own destruction. But when it's put to her that, you know, we're all in a cage right now. Mm-hmm. She's actually showing a lot more mercy and willingness to sacrifice than God. Which is interesting.
It is interesting. And let's not forget, she's trying to experience earthly pleasures. Maybe in a last meal kind of a way.
That was something I thought about with Dean.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
It is, you know, got to get to the buffet. Like, oh, if she's not there, like, that's what it was.
Got it. Okay.
And I did have that thought, but I had forgotten that I had that thought. But
so they might be in a similar place then.
Like, we're gonna die. I want to experience some things. Because, yeah, Amara, like, never had pierogies. I want to try pierogies. Pennsylvania pierogies.
Pennsylvania pierogies, specifically.
Yeah, weird.
Apparently that's a thing.
Also, did not like the snow.
No, I was offended by the snow.
Yes, deeply.
Yes.
Deeply offended by the snow.
Yeah. Theology aside, that was the most offensive part of the whole show.
All right, then Sylvia's crying on the porch or the front stoop or whatever of their place, and that chick that we never got her name comes over and she's like, oh, I'm, you know, posting this and so many frowny faces. Sylvia straight up stabs her.
Like you do.
So she's the one that's been behind all this.
The killer.
She clearly had a crush on Connor. Mm-hmm. Hence the whole liar thing.
Yeah, she said we dated briefly, and then it turned out he was gay, so maybe that was a big thing for her where she was pissed off.
And I think the Teddy Ruxpin thing is probably like a callback to their childhood.
Sure.
But that's what I was going to come back to is, like, when you look at all of it in context, it kind of makes sense, like, why she targeted him and why she used the Teddy Ruxpin and...
So, Rudy, I think he, like, molested her or something? Killed a while ago, lust...
Maybe. I think if that had been the case, they would have put some kind of clue in there as to that.
She would have said something about him or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, she was so unhinged that, I mean... This guy could have hooked up with
someone and made her jealous, or who knows. Okay.
Yeah, we really don't know, but I don't think this is the last we see of her.
Oh.
Because she gets picked up by the cops, and the cop who then goes into the driver's seat is a Crossroads demon that we saw before. Peter? No, Rick. No.
Did we get a name?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
Okay. Is it Rick? I can't remember the name, but okay. he did say a name. Pete something, I don't know. But anyway, so all that goes down.
Stabs him, or she
stabs her, and then Cass and Jack show up, and he's like, Pastor Joe asks the stabbed girl who's still alive, you know, where did she go? You know, because she's like, it was Sylvia, where did she go? He goes after her, and then Cass like tells Jack to follow him, and then he's like, oh, I'll take care of her.
Does his Roma Downey bit.
Yeah, Supernatural just turned into Touched by an Angel. Where's Roma Downey? But
I'm an angel.
So,
and sent then from God.
And then Cass comes in and heals Valerie's fingers. But then after that is when we see Sylvia was picked up by the demon, the Crossroads demon.
And it kind of ends there.
As far as all that goes. But I don't think that's the last we see of Sylvia.
No, I think you're right, because clearly there was something going on in hell. She must have made a deal, right? Like...
But they're not making deals anymore. So Rowena's losing the
loyalty of hell.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. The demons are bored. I mean, that demon wanted to ride along with Jack and Cass. Like, he was looking to do anything.
Not for nothing, but why was he so interested? I mean, he's like, oh yeah, I'm bored, but...
But if he was already interested, or if he was already involved with the killings...
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to be involved?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then Jack and Cass are driving back. Jack's like, I've been lying to you. Or because, Cass asks him something. Jack is like, I've been lying to you. Basically, Jack is going to die when he kills Chuck and Amara.
Yeah.
And Cass is like, no, I already watched you die. No, blah, blah, blah. And Jack is like, you can't tell Sam and Dean. And I got a real Christ figure sort of feeling off of that.
From Cass or from Jack?
Jack. You know, Jack is, as a Jesus figure.
Sure. I have to die for this.
I have to die to save.
I don't want to, but I will.
This is what has to happen.
Yeah.
So, to destroy death.
Yeah. Which, that does fit in with theology.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, the man...
Didn't
want to. He said, if there's another way, or if there's a way for this cup to be passed. However, not mine, but thy will be done. So there was, I can see similarities there. Kind of a interesting and weird juxtaposition. Jack,
given
the son
that
of
Satan,
Lucifer, Jesus, the son of God.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting.
From a literary aspect, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like
it's a well written, interesting
from a
story.
Fictional.
Right. Again, suspension of theology. It's
reality.
Interesting and kind of cool.
And then there's our ominous ending. Cass and Dean have a scene right at the end.
Right.
Where Dean's like, where are you going? And Cass is like, I'm going to find another way. Dean's like,
Yeah. Obviously, Cass doesn't say why he's looking for another way.
But he's like, in case I don't make it back.
There's something you guys need to know.
Cut to black. End of the episode.
Yeah. We don't know if he said it. If he said what Jack said.
Yeah. No music during the credits. I don't know if that's just a thing that happens when we watch on CW or...
I don't think so. I think that was intentionally extra ominous. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I think, I don't know. Do you think Cass is going to die before the show ends? I don't want to throw death predictions at you just yet.
I mean, he's already dead. Well, but we know that he's on borrowed time anyway. And I think Sam and Dean know that, right? Or is that what he's going to tell him?
Oh, that could be. I
can't remember. I know Jack knows. Because Jack was there.
Yeah.
I don't think Sam and Dean know.
I thought, wasn't he already collected on that debt?
No, I don't think so.
Because that was a while ago.
But I think it was still this season. Or it was the end of last season.
It wasn't this season.
It was the end of last season. Towards the end of last season. That might be what he's going to tell him.
That would be interesting. So not actually telling them what Jack said.
Because I don't think Cass would do that.
No, not after Jack specifically asked him. Yeah, maybe he's going to tell them that he had made a deal and he is to be collected.
But it's supposed to happen when he is...
happy or something.
Happy, like completely... kind of the angel thing, right?
And again, I thought that was...
From Buffy, not like Angel.
Right.
Angel.
I thought he had been collected after... when he was with Jack and Jack's mother. Wasn't that when they showed up to collect on that debt?
I thought that happened before.
So he was killed by the Leviathan. He was in the dark place. Brought back on something about we'll collect when you're happy. And he was happy with Jack and Jack's mother, and then something showed up, and then there was a fight.
I'm not remembering that at all. Mm. So either I totally am blanking on something, or you're getting timelines, chronology, blah, 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 blah. Confused.
Both of these things are very possible.
Yes.
But...
by the way, Isaac likes blah, 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 blah.
Oh, is he doing the blah, blah, blah?
Well, because I did blah, blah, blah. And he was like, heh. And he was like, blah, blah, blah. So I was doing that with him. He's like, blah, blah, blah. Love that boy.
Love it.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right. Is that it?